Hi, my name's William Schaeffer. We have another book review, and today's book review is 7 DADA Manifestos by Tristan Tzara. Got this book 20 years ago, and I genuinely enjoy reading it. I think it's vastly underrated, and if you have an interest in the history of art, the history of the philosophy of art, you should spend some time with the Dada artists, and particularly with Tristan Tzara. The Dada art movement started in 1917 in Zurich, Switzerland, where a number of expatriates moved to avoid the madness of World War I. And in response to that, in response to the organized madness of war, they started an artistic movement, Dadaism, which made fun of everything, which was basically nonsense. If sense and logic and organization of the 19th century could lead to the mechanized horror of World War I, what good is sense and logic? It's not led us to build a better world. And after the war was over, in the first few years of the 20s, the Dada movement flourished. But then, since it was a kind of a nihilistic destruction of everything and all organization, it ended up destroying itself and became irrelevant by the 30s in some way. Now, Tristan Tzara was kind of the ringleader of the Dada movement during the 20s. He wrote the DADA Manifesto in 1918 and then continued to write Dada-inspired scripts and prose and manifestos that are compiled in this small book. But I love the writing of Tristan Tzara, because he is maddeningly irreverent and maddeningly nonsensical. You want these essays to mean something, but they just don't. And my favorite one is Note on Art. And I actually read that entire thing as part of a Dada's Children recording 20 years ago. Okay, I'll read a little bit of Note on Poetry, just off the top of my head here, so bear with me, just because it's fun. The poet of the last station has given up vain weeping. Lamentation slows down progress. The humidity of past ages. People who feed on tears are contented and obtuse. They thread their tears behind their necklaces of their souls so as to cheat the snakes. The poet can go in for Swedish gymnastics, but for abundance and for explosion, he knows how to kindle hope today. Whether tranquil, ardent, furious, intimate, pathetic, slow, or impetuous, his burning desire for enthusiasm, that for some form of intensity. Oh, here's one. How to make a Dadaist poem. Take a newspaper. Take some scissors. Choose from the paper an article of the length you want to make your poem. Cut out the article. Next, carefully cut out each of the words that makes up the article and put them all in a bag. Shake gently. Take out each cutting one after the other. Copy conscientiously in the order in which they left the bag. The poem will resemble you. And there you are, an infinitely original author of charming sensibility, even though unappreciated by the vulgar herd. Allen Ginsberg must have been aware of this. It's called Howl. Howl. And it's just the words Howl written out there on the page. I love it. So Tristan Tzara is quite a character. And he frequently writes, and still I consider myself to be very likable. And still I consider myself to be very likable. So if you want some thoughtful nonsense, some obscure, educated, irreverent, but influential, nonsensical readings, I highly suggest 7 DADA Manifestos by Tristan Tzara. Liberate your mind from its rational mooring. Free your mind. Maybe this is the secret to enlightenment. Who knows? In any event, it's a lot of fun. Thank you, and leave your comments below.